7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll red.
Everyone prepares for their moment in their own way. Whether it's getting loud,
1, 2, 3, let's get loud! USA!
or finding focus.
Stand by to roll red in 15 seconds.
As the seconds tick down to kick off, the champions, the challengers, the contenders and pretenders to the throne
30 seconds to teams.
all know they have 14 minutes to make a difference. Sevens teaches us you always have a chance, that preparation pays off.
Coming out of titles in 10,
14 minutes
9,
in the spotlight,
8, 7, 6,
but 1,000 hours in
4,
preparation.
3, 2, 1, 0.
This is live on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series. Sevens made its debut as an Olympic sport in Rio in 2016. 4 years later, the best Sevens players on the planet are building towards its next instalment, unaware that those preparations would, in time, be set back another year. Life, it seems, is unpredictable. All any of us can do is prepare the best we can. And if there's one thing they know how to do on the Sevens circuit, it's prepare.
Over the years, Sevens has really changed and evolved. When I started back during my days, we used to have, I think, 8 tournaments. Now it's 10 tournaments. The physicality has really gone up. At the moment, we have very, very, very fit players in the circuit, very fast guys in the circuit, very big guys in the circuit as well. So definitely the fitness levels in the Sevens game have really gone a notch up.
Drop the shoulder. At the moment, some of us have just got bad habits here. Toby didn't drop last time because it was the bag. Okay, when the bag comes in, don't let me get under your shoulder, yeah. Because those New Zealanders, 2 of them are going to hit you.
Our coach Paul, I think when he came in, at first his focus was to get each and every player in the setup quite exposed to the tournaments as we are gearing up to the Olympics. He really wanted to see a lot of players in this kind of environment playing in the HSBC. And of course, he's really working us hard in terms of fitness, in terms of just getting us back to the top. I mean, it's just part of the plan building up onto the Olympics.
7 or 8 minutes, let's go.
All eyes, it seems, on the Olympic prize. 4 years ago in Rio, Kenya came away empty-handed, while Fiji won a historic first Olympic gold in the men's event. In the women's competition, gold went to Australia, and for one member of that gold medal winning unit, the success was all the more significant for reasons that still drive her today.
Looking back onto one of the most special memories I've ever had in my life, it was definitely made so special because my mum was there to witness it and to be a part of the whole thing, and she knows how important it was to me. I think since I was 5 years old, I wanted to make the Olympics in the 100 metres. Definitely wasn't in my plan to become a rugby sevens player, but I think it was destiny, I do think, to play rugby. I feel extremely lucky to have come into such an amazing sport surrounded by, amazing people, and the relationships that we make in rugby, not just with my own teammates, but with other players, other coaches, the fans. It's a rugby community, which is what I love most about the game. We're filming, it's a documentary about Heather Fisher. Like, what do you think about Heather? I was like,
Obviously this girl.
well, do you want to be in the scene?
Oh, now, babe, hot
Babe, don't do this. My mum and I, we are best friends. She is like my soulmate. She was the greatest gift that God ever gave to me. And bless her, I lost her a year ago now. Yeah, so still finding that really hard to live without her in the crowd. But I always picture her sitting on a cloud with my dad, watching me as I'm running out. Like in the tunnel, I always look up to the sky, and I always imagine that her and my dad are sitting there watching me run out. And they are my biggest motivation every single day, to get out of bed, to train, to just be a good person, to be kind to people. It's an amazing thing to look back on, and to see how many girls look up to a lot of our players since having more exposure is more valuable to me than a gold medal.
Australia may well be the Olympic champions, but the form team in sevens right now, well, there's one unit currently head and shoulders above the rest.
Getting through the gap, Stacey Flula.
In Hamilton, on home soil, the Blackburn Sevens won a third consecutive title to add to those earned in Dubai and Cape Town before Christmas. The Hamilton Haka in full effect for the women and the men too, winners against France in their final. From Hamilton, teams flew straight to Sydney. It's a non-stop schedule on the World Rugby 7 Series. All the more important then to take some time out when the opportunity arises.
I touched him.
They're super soft.
Let me take a photo with you.
The back-to-backs are a bit tough on the body, so it's nice to come out. We're here at the koala sanctuary and petting some kangaroos and holding some koalas, so it's good to get that balance in.
Get in closer. He's not gonna bite. I don't know.
Till we don't. Till we bite. Got it.
Oh, what a day. Hey, buddy?
You and me both.
You know, we work hard, and sometimes it's nice just to get off the pitch and out of the hotel and catch some sun, since we don't get these rays back home during this month much. And yeah, and just spend some time with the girls and have a good time while we're out here.
Okay, some great shots.
Thank you. Good job, koala.
You guys try water?
Across all teams, there is one constant. Good camaraderie is essential to survive life on tour.
There we go. Behind the scenes. Oh, we got ours too.
3 days from now, it will be all business on the pitch. Tonight, the teams sit and eat one next to the other. Life on the road can be challenging in all kinds of ways. Lucky then if every once in a while the series comes to your backyard. The Australian women's team calls Sydney home, and in January 2020, those homes were under threat. The Australian bushfires were global news, but for some it was all a little too close to home. When fires ravaged the New South Wales town of Batlow, its two most famous exports, apples, and Australian captain Shani Williams got together to raise awareness and funds for the recovery effort.
Can you just explain to me what's happening?
Yeah, Shani's just come over from Australia, has given us our apples from her hometown, which is amazing to help with. We've given her some shirts that we've all signed to help with her hometown and hopefully creating a bit more of money and atmosphere up down there and getting them back on track after all the fires that have been going on. So yeah, really nice gesture. Yeah, looking forward to trying them.
The rugby community doing whatever it takes to help its own. Hosting a Sevens weekend is no mean feat. Logistically, you have to coordinate field training, gym work, meals, recreation and recovery for 16 men's teams and 12 women's. Luckily, Sydney is good at it. It's played host to the Australian leg of the 7 Series since 2016, and as host cities go, well, it's hard to top.
So he goes, boys, we got to get to Manly as quickly as we can. Oh, can you say Roger Captain? Oh, yeah.
We always try to make things pretty special, particularly when you're getting a jersey. But the significance of it, I think, is just for the partners and the families that sort of make it all possible and allow us to do what we do.
Sydney Harbour Bridge behind us. What more could you ask for a jersey presentation? You serious?
Number 11, Maurice Lombard.
The jersey's doesn't turn you into a superhuman, but it is special every time. So whether you're in a hotel room or on a beautiful Ghost 2 bay in the harbour, they're all pretty special.
Yeah, really special, mate. I guess we only get to play at home once every year, so to have all the players, family and friends around it, I guess it gives you that little bit of extra motivation to play well, and just looking forward to getting out there and putting on a show for everyone.
Game day. And in Sydney 2020, tries came with a twist.
And now, all of a sudden, it opens up for Maurice Longbottom. And there's another $1,500 in the bank.
For every Australian men or women's try scored, Rugby Australia, World Rugby and commercial partners would donate $1,500 between them to the Red Cross disaster relief. Prior to their Pool C match against Ireland, the Australian women had run in 5 tries against Spain. Against Ireland, it was Batlow's finest, Shani Williams, who got the cash register ticking over again.
Williams kicks out of the tackle, and the fundraising extraordinaire puts another $1,500 to the total in a home tournament.
With 5 more tries coming from Detroit, Parry and Kaslik, Australia women had made $9 grand in 14 minutes.
And then Kaslik with enough in the tank to take it all the way.
Raw speed. It's the essence of the game of sevens. And for 11 years, it served one of the game's greats well.
Yes, boys!
England's Dan Norton has used it to rewrite the record books.
We're off to the races. They're gone.
The Spanish defender thinks, I can't cope with this. There's 349 other blokes who never made the tackle either.
Against Spain, Norton recorded his 350th career try.
Dan is the man. He's someone that when I first started playing rugby, that I looked up to, and I still do to this day. To have a 350 tries, that's a lot, and that's a test to him and his work that he put into it. Because that don't come easy.
No other player in Sevens series history has more than 300. The next highest is Kenya's Collins Injera, scoring his 274th and 75th career tries in Sydney. Fact is, in its 20-year history, only 6 players have scored 200 or more, but 2 compatriots were rapidly closing in on the mark. In their Pool C game against Japan, the American duo of Baker and Isles went to 195 and 197 tries respectively.
And now it is Isles. He's getting very close to the 200 now. This is going to be 197 touchdowns for the USA. Oh yeah, look at the swagger. Thank you very much, he says.
Woo! Speed is everything in sevens rugby, especially if you can get that mental edge over somebody. So my fastest 40 time is a 4:13. 40. That's fast. I'm the fastest. I'm very proud of being the fastest. I got a stack of notebook about this high of papers. I study film, I study technique, I work on my speed all the time.
Prior to the Pool C finale against Australia, both the hosts and the challengers knew victory would put them through to the semi-final, and defeat would be the end of any title ambition.
Yeah, I can remember that game.
Barrett to Baker. He puts on the afterburners. Try time, Perry Baker.
You know, we came out, we wanted to fire. I mean, we want to come out firing.
Now the USA link their passes really well. Baker again. He is tormenting the Aussies.
We just wanted to put on a show. We had a game plan and we stuck to it, and we fought for each other, and we did what we wanted to do, and we got that victory. We was on a groove. We was in a move on that one. We was really clicking that game, and we just put it to them. But Australia's a tough team, so we knew we had to come out fighting.
Baker scored 3 in the match, Isles 2, and the USA had crushed the hosts.
You guys like Sydney, you go well in this tournament.
Oh man, we're doing well, man. It's hot. Woo! It's hot.
It was hot, man. It was so hot, like the humidity was off the roof. I'm over here like, I'm over here fanning myself, like, you know, I'm gonna get through this. But, you know, the mental strength had to kick in. But, woo, it's hot.
As the heat rose in Sydney, 2 of Seven's hottest commodities were about to clash.
Yeah, after that we went back to the drawing board. We have a good meeting, and we've talked about how fast time goes from world number 1 to world number 9. So from there, the boys was all on the same page, and all the excitement and everything kicks in, and we gave our all.
Probably the most traditional rivalry in the game of sevens in New Zealand. They know Fiji are coming for them.
Tui Mumba, electric! Goes right, comes left, and gets the first try.
We have to dig deep.
Bulata looking to angle across and now release Moffat. The Thangi on the delayed switch. He leapt out of the tackle of Collier. 2 misses, 2 tries for Fiji. Where has this been all season long?
And put a performance of our life.
Back on the 22, and that one's going to sit up for Fiji. We're going to fend their way towards the line through Ratu Voka. It's still alive, and he's done it again. Weiss Nothumu. Fiji will take this one.
We regroup after Hamilton, and we try to give a performance for our God and for our country, and especially our family.
The All Black Sevens out. The Black Ferns Sevens undefeated since Dubai and unified as ever.
Yeah, it's been a big tradition of ours to put each other's hands on our shoulders. It's all about connecting with one another, to feel our sister in front of us, to feel our sister at the back of us. We're constantly yelling at each other, just full confidence, and making sure that wherever we go, we're all together as one, and when we hit that pitch, we're ready to go.
Lining up to face England, New Zealand had won 16 straight. A 17th would, and did, secure them a 4th consecutive semi-final appearance.
And for another go, Stacey. Fleur.
We're just a great big family. Our management are like mum and dads to us. Our teammates are like sisters. We live and breed rugby every single day with each other. So to connect with each other every single day and have a really strong culture, I think that helps our success on the field, because obviously off it we have that trust, we have that connection, and we just love each other.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, to come from Hamilton last week and to continue that momentum into Sydney is pretty awesome.
There's little doubt that in the women's game, New Zealand had all the momentum. In the semi-final against France, Stacey Flula ran in 4 tries, 2 of which converted by Tyler Nathan Wong, who in the process, at just 25 years of age, became only the 2nd women's player in Sevens history to register 1,000 points. The only other woman to register over 1,000, she plays for Canada and added 10 more to her tally in their semi-final against hosts Australia.
Ben. Buisa taking them on herself. Buisa looking to get the arms free for Landry. Landry in support.
Ghislaine Landry and Canada overwhelmed the hosts in Sydney, breaking Aussie hearts. But still, there is hope for the future. The Olympics are on the horizon and the Aussies have a title to defend.
It must have been a real relief when the rain came.
Well, not for me. I don't like the rain. I was actually okay with the heat. You got to remember, I'm from Florida where it's very humid, and I grew up there all my life, so I enjoy it. And then I live in Southern California where it doesn't rain. It's always sunny.
Perry and Team USA had to deal with more than just the rain in the first semi-final. The Blitzboks, led by Stedman Hans, led a close one, 19-12, and as time expired, American dreams of a first final appearance of the season hung by a thread.
The USA need the converter try to take us to extra time. Is it there in time? It's not.
That one hit hard for me because we fought so hard for each other. minor mistakes, little mistakes cost us at the end, and they got the victory. So hats off to South Africa. They're a really good team, man, really good team.
Chris, how does it feel to bounce back after last event to be in the finals here?
Yeah, I think our team showed immense character. I think we're always going to, and I think that's one thing about the South African team. We always pride ourselves, you know, we're never going to lay back, and after last week's disappointing performance, I think the guys bounced back well.
The rain fell heavier and the atmosphere in the stadium intensified. Fiji were about to take the field.
Sevens is like a, I don't know, a religion in Fiji. Growing up, it's like everyone's dream to become a Fijian sevens player.
Some of the greats of the game have worn the Fijian shirt. After a slow start, might this year's team finally be realising their potential? In their semi-final against England, it was close, but this team had a sense of destiny about it. Jerry Tuai putting the finishing touches on a 17-14 victory.
For me, you know, we have good boys in the team, and we have talent that I can, we can rely on, and that's what we are doing. I'm just there helping them and trying to develop the game and further the experience in the sevens arena.
The finals, and Sydney was New Zealand's 4th consecutive. The Blackburn Sevens had been unstoppable in Dubai, Cape Town, Hamilton, and now Sydney. 19 games unbeaten and 4 straight tournament crowns.
Simply too good again, and they are relentless.
I'm real proud, but I suppose the winning streak doesn't mean anything because we've got to start again when we go to Hong Kong. So we'll be going home, having a good break, but thank you guys for all sticking out in the rain. We appreciate it.
Stand by, Red. 10 seconds to roll.
One more game. And a big stage for some of the game's biggest players.
Jerry Tuai, we need to create a device to clamp him down and to hold him back. I think he's a magician. I think honestly he's just all-rounded quality rugby player, but not only that, I think, you know, as a person, I think he's just a quality human being and, you know, just a pleasure to play against.
But in the final in Sydney, it wouldn't be about one player. In tough conditions, it would be about the team that could dig deeper.
They've got them cooked out wide here, the blitz box, and it is 7-5, kick to come.
Shoulder charge, yellow card.
Oh, so a double blast there for Fiji. They let the try plus. Bakuru Nabili sits down.
No, in rugby, everything will not go your way. In a team sport, you know, one of you will make a mistake. It's not about giving up, and it's about team. What can you do? What can you give for the team? And that is what we gave in that final.
Bluff up, the opening try scorer, gets through the line initially, gets through the other side, and away he goes for another! He is having some kind of weekend in Sydney. St. David's, wow! Fijian fans hoping this one misses the mark. David sends it on its way and hangs out to the left. Bakal Balavu goes up, it goes over the top, it's with the blitz box. Dupria, Dry, Chris Dry holds his feet nicely. Hearts in mouths all around Parramatta Stadium for a second, and now the error. Fiji hang on. Fiji win it. Fiji are #1 in Sydney.
For us, it's one of the most important tournaments that we won. It is because of the Olympic year. It's Olympic year. And we've been hurting from Dubai, Cape Town, and then we thought we'll come back in Hamilton, but still we lose. And that hurt, that pain pushes us to another level in Sydney.
Next time on 24/7s, we travel to Tinseltown, Los Angeles, where Baker and Isles go head-to-head in the race to 200 tries.
I love competition, he loves competition, so we're competing.